With us in the studio is the dynamic leader herself, the founder and executive director of the leader team, Shiloh Karishma. Shiloh, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let's look at your story. You were living in the US. I mean, there's plenty of infrastructure. It's an established country, and then to suddenly decide to come to Nigeria and in fact make a difference. I mean, what was the process of your journey and your thinking of doing such a bold move?
It's a big question. My husband's Nigerian, and so our heart has been in Nigeria. Prior to meeting him, I worked in 7 African countries doing international economic development, and then I ran an NGO in the US where we taught people who were struggling in the cycle of poverty how to get jobs, keep jobs, and get promoted. And after years of traveling back and forth to Nigeria, seeing family, and also seeing families and friends who had university degrees and were very intelligent, innovative people still waiting for jobs decades later, it was heartbreaking to us, and we knew we had to do something. And so that's when we just decided it's time. It was the middle of COVID and everything shutting down anyways, so let's go somewhere and let's see if we can impact some lives and make a difference.
And I think that the key thing is, as you said, is there's so many skilled people, but it's that opportunity. So basically is your goal to sort of recognize these opportunities. And I mean, it sounds quite simple, basically putting the right skill set together for a common goal, but even in more developed countries in the Western world, that logic doesn't seem to apply to so many organizations.
Yeah, I hear you. Our mission is really to empower communities by building leaders and creating jobs. So we create jobs, and then we also are training people to create jobs for themselves and for others as well. So our hope is to shift a mindset from looking for a job to creating your own job and then turning around and doing that for others. So
because I always believe in, because I think the way the world is now, and gone are the days, especially having come from the UK, that there's no such thing as a full-time contract, that you have to basically have the destinies in your hands, and it's in effect giving people the tools and that drive and ambition. Have you come up any obstacles from sort of the local infrastructure here where sort of plans haven't worked out as?
Yeah, so there's been, one of the things we notice is there's this really beautiful kind of plan where people graduate from university and they serve a year, they do a year of service, but sometimes there's also people feel like maybe they're hopeful to get a job from the government and wait many years for something like that to open, but we all can't work in the government, right? There's not enough jobs to go around, and so we thought, what if we could support people taking all of this intelligence, all of this ingenuity, creativity, innovation, and say, let's support them with some mentorship, with you showed a little bit of some of the team building aspects, and then also help them have some opportunities to gain investors. So we also do some seed funding for small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs.
And how's the success rate? Because I've seen similar programs in the UK, but it's generally somebody that sort of seems to be making a lot of money at the top and not getting the response back. I mean, are you seeing the success? Are you seeing business owners move on and progress?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very new in this, so we're still doing a lot. A majority of the things that we did, I've done in the US, and we just did in a different scale. So we've seen it work there, and we're in the beginning stages. Like you guys mentioned, we're in the first year of what we're doing. So we're in the middle of working with our mentees, and we also are accepting applications right now for new mentees. So we're working on it, and at the end of our first year, we'll definitely, end of 2022, we're gonna have some results for you guys, so have us back.
Oh, well, certainly. And is it a Abuja, or is it nationwide that you're?
It's Abuja because we're working with people in person right now, but we also have local mentors that are mentoring them, as well as international mentors that are Zooming, Skyping in to give some expertise from other countries as well. So that's exciting. And
what advice would you give to somebody that you can? There's a lot of people I meet that they've got the ambition, but they just don't believe it can happen because the infrastructure isn't as sound over here, and they just say, well, I've got these ideas, but it'll never happen for me.
Yeah, you know, the best advice or thoughts I can give is my husband, he was born and raised in Ibi, a small fishing village, or farming village, not fishing, farming village, right? And he was one of 8 kids, and he saw planes flying over his farmlands, and he would always say, that's me going to America, and people would make fun of him and tease him, and he wasn't from the right family, and he didn't have the right credentials, he didn't even get into the right program in university that he wanted to, and yet he still dreamed big, right? And when you're dreaming big and when you don't stop, things come to you, right? Things happen. So eventually, not that America is the end all be all, but he was there for 12 years. It's not perfect. It's not the place that we all should go, but he was able to educate himself, then go and get more education there, and he learned how to start businesses, and he did that himself. So I think he's a perfect example of somebody who's done it before, and you have to have a hope that is unrelenting, a hope that says, no obstacle is a shut door. It's just another challenge for me to overcome. And I think if you have that kind of grit, you will find the mentors. You will find the opportunities, right? And they'll come. You have to have hope.
Indeed, indeed. And very quickly, because we're sadly running out of time, what do you miss most about the US?
Oh my gosh, tacos. I miss tacos from Mexico. I feel like I was supposed to be born in Mexico because I love tacos. We miss tacos. I miss my family, but we're enjoying the community here for sure and the culture.
Tacos and family. Good. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this afternoon.